Entry-level hiring at big tech has collapsed 50% since 2019. Youth unemployment across advanced economies is rising, while total unemployment falls. That divergence hasn't happened since World War II. Gen Z didn't lose the game. The ladder was pulled up before they touched the first rung. Start with the raw damage. Youth unemployment in the US, UK, Canada, and Germany all bottomed out around 2019, then bent sharply upward after 2022, the exact moment ChatGPT went mainstream and every Fortune 500 board slashed junior headcount plans. In the UK, youth unemployment is back to double digits. In Canada, it's approaching 15%. South Korea's youth rate is climbing despite an aging population that should be creating labor shortages. This is not a recession pattern. There is no recession. This is a specific generation getting locked out of specific jobs. The analyst desks, the paralegal pools, the junior dev teams, the copywriting rooms, all the roles that used to train 22-year-olds into 30-year-old professionals. Now the counter-argument everyone throws at me: the labor market is fine. Unemployment is near record lows. Correct for everyone else. Look at total unemployment on the same axis as youth unemployment. Total U.S. unemployment is under 4%. UK total unemployment is around 4%. Germany, France, Japan, total rates are flat or falling, but the youth rate is diverging upward in every single one. That gap between how the overall economy looks and how young workers actually experience it is the widest it's been in the post-war era outside of an active recession. When the aggregate line goes down and the youth line goes up, that is not a cycle. That is a structural break. The strong labor market narrative is measuring a market Gen Z is not allowed into. It gets worse. Unemployment only counts people actively looking. What happens when young people stop looking? Youth labor force participation has been sliding across advanced economies for a decade, but the post-2022 drop is different. It's happening in economies where wages are rising and boomers are retiring. In the US, youth participation is stuck below pre-pandemic levels. In South Korea, it's collapsing. Japan is the only outlier because their youth cohort is so small, firms are physically forced to hire them. Everywhere else, Gen Z is doing the rational thing. The entry-level job doesn't exist, so they don't apply. Economists call them discouraged workers. I call them the first generation to correctly read the room. So where did the jobs go? Follow the money. Gross fixed capital formation, business investment in equipment, software, infrastructure, went vertical in the U.S. after 2021. This is not factories. This is data centers, GPUs, enterprise AI licenses, automation software. Companies are pouring hundreds of billions into capital that replaces the exact worker they used to hire out of college. Every dollar into an AI pipeline is a dollar not spent on a junior analyst's salary. The U.S. alone is spending an estimated $200 billion a year on AI infrastructure by 2024. That Capex line and the youth unemployment line are moving in perfect opposition. That is not coincidence. That is substitution in real time on a national accounts chart. Here's the smoking gun. Industry output, the value the economy actually produces, is still growing across every advanced country. Germany, Korea, the US, France, output is up, but headcount at the bottom of the ladder is down. That decoupling of production from employment is the defining economic signature of automation. In the 20th century, when output grew, hiring grew with it. That relationship is broken. Companies are producing more with fewer new workers, and the workers they are not hiring are overwhelmingly the ones under 25. Productivity is up, profits are up, junior headcount is down. This is not a bug of the AI economy, it is the entire business model. Zoom out. Plot AI Capex on one axis, youth unemployment on the other, one dot per country. The correlation is brutal. The countries pouring the most capital into automation, US, Korea, Australia, are the same countries where young workers are getting locked out fastest. This is not lazy avocado toast Gen Z. This is not a soft generation. This is a labor market where the training rung of every white-collar profession got automated between 2022 and 2024, and no one has replaced it with anything. There is no new ladder. There is a cliff, and a bunch of 23-year-olds standing at the bottom being told to network harder. Here's the verdict. Gen Z is not entitled. Gen Z is not fragile. Gen Z is the first modern generation to walk into a labor market where the first 5 years of a white-collar career, the analyst desk, the paralegal role, the junior coder seat, the copy assistant, were quietly deleted by software between 2022 and 2024. The data shows it in every advanced economy simultaneously. Youth unemployment up, total unemployment down, participation collapsing, Capex vertical, output rising without them. This is a structural lockout, not a bad attitude. And until governments, companies, and universities admit the ladder is gone and build a new one, the numbers on these charts are going to keep getting worse. Blaming 23-year-olds for a chart they didn't draw is the laziest take in economics. If you want the economy explained with charts instead of vibes, subscribe. I publish one data-driven investigation a week, and none of it comes from a press release. Hit the button. Next video. The countries quietly winning the AI transition, and what they're doing that the US isn't.